Hey guys, it's Anya, otherwise known as Pink Sweets here on YouTube, and today is Wednesday, which means we ask ourselves, whatever happened to that palette? Because it's whatever happened to that palette Wednesday. Today we're going to use the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. This palette is a palette that is not that old, but it is one that I absolutely had to have when I first found out about it. I ordered it with the first round when it came out, and I've used it, but not as much as I thought I would, and I've really neglected it since I've gotten a bunch of other palettes. So I thought I would bring it out and do a tutorial with it, and I've also never done a tutorial with it on my channel, so I figured why not? So let's get started. Also, before we get started, you can follow me on Instagram at Pink Sweets with a 1 instead of an I, and please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me out. Like and comment down below anything that you want to see on my channel that you haven't seen yet. So let's get started and do a look with this palette. So first and foremost, I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to pop that on the outer corners like I like to do. I'm going to try to angle this time this one a little bit better. There we go. Okie-doke. Ready? Okay. I'm going to take, again, my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, which I dropped, and I don't know if you could see it, but right there's a chip missing from the glass. Oh, Anya. That's what I do. I drop things. So we're just going to put that on our eyelids, and then we can get started with the eyeshadow. And I already did my brows. I actually used a lip liner today. I don't think I like it as much as the Marc Jacobs pencil, but it works. It matches. It's a little much, but it matches, right? Ooh, that tape is coming off. I think I made the pieces a little long, so it's like trying to stick to my hair. Okay, so first I'm going to go into the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to use my Sugar Pill Flat Shader Brush. Just dropped something that I actually need. Okay, there we go. Got it. Okay, so we're going to go into the Jaclyn Hill palette. I don't have the one that has the names, and I've since gotten rid of the card that has the names. So I'm going to go in with this one right here. This is a light, it's like a satin cream color. So we're going to use that first. And I'm going to go in with that on my inner corner. Let me make sure this is fully blended. And I'm just going to make sure that that outer corner is really light. I know for a lot of people, I'm also going to do my brow bone while we're here. I know that a lot of people feel like this is their staple palette, like their go-to palette. For me, I don't know. I thought I was going to like it a lot more than I did. I like it. The eyeshadow quality is great. The shade range is amazing. But I think it has too many neutral shades for someone like me who likes to do a lot of colorful looks. And yes, we have the colorful ones at the bottom on the left-hand side, which is the ones we're going to use today, of course. But I don't know. I like it. It's just not, I'm not as in love with it as I thought I would be. So I'm going to go in to my Sugar Pill crease brush, and I'm going to go into this matte green shade here. That is very pigmented. And I'm going to go into the outer V with that. So I do like it, and I do think that since this palette came out, I feel like it really made Morphe kind of step up their game in terms of their shadows. Like, I have palettes of theirs that came out before the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I feel like the quality of the shadows, I mean, I feel like Morphe has, they have good shadows, especially for the price, but I feel like now their eyeshadows are really pigmented and really much better quality than they were before the Jaclyn Hill palette came out. So that's another good thing that I think came of the palette, is that it stepped up the formula of the shadows. That's pretty. There's no denying that these shadows are pretty. I think I was also a little bit salty, to be honest with you, when the palette came out, because I thought that Jaclyn Hill was going to do a bunch of tutorials with it, and then she didn't, and it was like, I don't know. I'm going to go in with this shimmery green shade now. I just felt like she was releasing this palette, and then she did maybe like one look with it. And I just wanted to see more, because I really love her. And I wanted to see what she was going to do with it. So but I mean, these shades, there's no denying, these shades are pigmented. I'm going to go back into that first flat shader brush. Or I'm just going to throw it on the floor. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to kind of meld those two, the cream color and that green, together a little bit better, so it's not as harsh of a line. There we go. And I'm going to take this blending brush again, kind of just feather that in. Okay. And then we're going to go in with, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It is a green, but it's almost like a gray, like gunmetal green. Just want to see if that will deepen up the outer V enough. I think I'll still need to go in with a matte, darker shade. So I'm going to go in with the shade right next to it, which is this dark green here. The palettes, if you buy one now, will actually have the shade names on the back. Which, so I'm just deepening out the outer V with that. There we go. It's very pretty. I like the gradient from the cream color to like the bright green to the forest green. I like that a lot. Okay, we're going to take the tape off. And there's a lot of fallout. But I did not extend, the tape was not properly there. It was kind of stuck in my hair. I feel like this series for me has really helped me to pull out palettes that I really should be using that I'm not. So it's very exciting that I know that every Wednesday I'm going to be using a palette that I bought for a reason, you know. So I'm going to use the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. I feel like this is a primer that I don't use as much, which I've decided that in addition to the palettes, I'm going to try to include some other products in the video that I don't use as much as I should or wish that I would or thought I was going to, because I have a lot of primers, I have a lot of everything. And I feel like it'll get me out of my comfort zone and get me to try more things. So that is always a plus. For foundation, I think I'm going to use the, I'm just going to drop a bunch of stuff. I'm actually going to use a new foundation. I'm going to use the Revlon Photo Ready Insta Filter foundation. This is a little bit dark in shade for my skin tone, but I think it'll blend in well. I think it'll work. I'm going to mix just a little bit of my Fenty in with it. I always like to see how my Fenty foundation is going to mix with other foundations, because I can almost guarantee that that's what's going to happen anyhow. So I'm just going to mix that, and that will lighten it up as well a little bit. Oh, that's a little dark. But maybe we can lighten it up more if we need to. Okay. Going with my Sonia Kashuk sponge, which is what I was trying to get when I dropped everything. That's nothing new on my channel, right? It's like every video I drop something or knock something over. And it does not matter. Like, I literally, every time before I film, I get out exactly what I'm going to be using for this video. And I still manage to knock stuff over. I've heard really good things about this foundation. It does come with a rubber tip applicator, which I will probably never use, to be honest. I don't know if you can wash it. I need to look into that, because I just feel like it's not my cup of tea to use it when, I don't know, it's been sitting there, and I don't know, I don't tend to use the rubber applicators that come with foundations if they do. So, I think okay. But I do like this foundation so far. I like the finish of it, even though the color is a little off. I'm going to use the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer just a little under my eyes. And then I'll just use the excess to move it around my face, because yesterday I used way too much in that video. And I felt like I was blending it out for days. I'm trying to use up the last bit of this concealer. I think I'm going to repurchase more of the Makeup Revolution one. I still have some, but I think I want to repurchase it, and I want to purchase the white one to mix in with other colors. Okay. So now I'm going to go in with, I'm actually going to use the Ben Nye Cameo Luxury Powder. I really like this powder. I've mixed it in on my channel a couple of times with the matte peach and poreless, I think, or no, peach perfect setting powder. But I don't think I've ever used it by itself on my channel, and I really do love it. But I don't use it as much because I have so many other setting powders. So I'm going to use that today. Makeup Revolution has a dupe of this. I think I've mentioned that before. It's called Lace. And they also have the Ben Nye Banana Powder dupe and a bunch of others. But honestly, the Ben Nye powder is not very expensive, in my opinion. Especially for the amount that you get. In this container, it's 3 ounces, which in the Peach Perfect container, let's see if I can lift this up without spilling it. It is 1.23 ounces, and I guarantee you that cost more. I have not used the Makeup Revolution one, so I don't know if it's as good as the Ben Nye one. But I would imagine it is because most of their products are very good. I'm going to go in with my Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is in the shade Bronzer. I have those palettes that I'm so excited about, but I am going to try to just use up at least one of my single ones before I continue to use the palette, or at least switch off. And I'm kind of using that to contour and bronze because I don't really want to contour per se today. And then I'm going to go in with highlighter next, I think, which is going to be this, which I've only used maybe once. This is the Sephora Luminizing Palette. That's what it looks like. I had to have it when it came out. I'm not sure why, but I had to have it. And now I have it, and I never use it. So we're going to use that today. I'm going to spray my face with some of the Kat Von D Lock-It setting spray, which I also used for the first time in a while yesterday on my channel. And then we'll go in with blush. So I'm going to use my Royal & Langnickel purple highlighter brush. And I think I'm going to go in with this first shade right here. It's like a duochrome pink shade. Looks pretty in the pan. I don't remember what they look on the face, or look like on the face, honestly, because I've only used it maybe one time when I first got it. Okay, so that's alright. That's pigmented. Looks good on camera, but in person it looks pretty chalky. Let me spray my brush a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Meld it into the skin. I mean, it looks good on camera, but I'm telling you, in person, it's a little chalky. But it is blinding. I'm going to go over top of it a little bit with that white shade, which is less chalky. But now I feel like I have a cast on my face. Huh. Well, I'm just going to take my sponge and try to meld it in a little bit better. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'll like it more when I put on blush. But I like a lot of Sephora products, like the actual Sephora brand. This is not one of them that I love. So I'm going to go in with the Saharan Blush Volume 2 from Juvia's Place. And I'm going to actually use this little Morphe brush. It's the E8. I'm like 8. Okay. I'm just going to take Lena and Zoba, these two, and mix them together. And just put them on. It's going to look crazy at first. I'm going to blend it out with a bigger brush. I'm also trying to get rid of some of that chalkiness with a highlighter by putting a little bit of blush kind of over the bottom of it so that it almost looks like a blush topper. There it went. Okay, so now we're just going to use this kind of big brush to sort of... I think that made the highlighter in person look better, and also on camera. Perfect. Okay, now we're gonna let's see. Now we're gonna go in with some liner. I think I want to use, what do I want to use? I think I want to add something to this. I think I don't normally do this, but I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D Iggy eyeshadow that I showed you guys yesterday in the video. And it's just a little bit brighter than the greens that are in the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm just going to put that on my lower lash line and in my eyeball, apparently. Whew. But that is exactly what I was looking for. I just wanted it to be a little bit of a different shade. Okay. And now I have stuff under my nail. Let me get this foundation off the back of my hand. It has oxidized on my skin, like on the back of my hand. Luckily, not so much on my face, but I think that's because when I blended it out, it blended really well with the Fenty, and that kind of took over. So I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir. It's almost time to get rid of this and buy the full-size one. I really like this mascara. I would highly recommend it. When I wear it in person, I almost feel like it, almost, not quite, almost feel like it looks like I'm wearing false lashes. And I feel like when you put more coats on, I feel like it lifts and separates them even more. Okay. Get the foundation off my lips. And I'm going to go in with this lip liner. It is actually called Just Wonderful from MAC. It was from their Night Divine collection. I think it was Night Divine. And if you don't have it, I mean, you could use any rosy pink. You can use Whirl. Trying to think of any of the pink ones that they have. It's similar to that one. I really like it. I wish they would come out with it in a permanent shade, but I have not seen it yet. And we're going to use this Jeffree Star Sweet Tooth lip gloss. I'm going to skip the liquid lipstick today. This is from Jouer, and it's still available, which I'm surprised about, but happy. I hope it becomes permanent. So shimmery. And now we're going to drop some more stuff and then spray our face. I'm going to use the matte Peach Perfect, what is it called? Peach Mist Mattifying Setting Spray. All right. And that is the final look. I think it turned out pretty well. I like it. And I will put close-ups on my Instagram as always. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good day.